Hi guys, I've got a nice little project for you today. It's something that you can do over the weekend. It's one of my little flip out books, and it's really lovely to make. So I've got a little bit of this is sari silk that I've used for the closure. So you just undo it into a little bow and it just opens out like that, and then we've got like a little journaling pages there, a little pocket here like that. I've just got a little bit of tea stain paper in there, and the little side pocket, and I've just popped some lace down there, a little bit of lace on the top of that pocket, and so I thought that was really cute. And here I've just popped a bit of the sari silk in there just to reinforce where I've sewed in the pocket there. So I thought that was really pretty, and it'll look really nice just to slot into one of your journals, or if you wanted to give a nice little gift to somebody. And then I just does up with a little bit of sari silk. And then I've got this one here. This is with my new papers, which just opens up. I've got one a little fussy cup there with some cheesecloth, so that just opens up. And again, we've got the little bits of journaling pages there, a little pocket there with some ribbon on, and a little side pocket there, which is a little side tuck. And again, I've just reinforced this little bit here with some sari silk, just where I've tied in, sewn in the signature there. So that just flips up, and then on the back I popped a little corner pocket and one of the little journaling cards. So I thought that looked really pretty, and a little bit of lace on there. So I thought I would just show you quickly how to make one. So let me just do that up, pop that to the side. So what I've done, I printed a piece of my papers out, but I printed on both sides because I wanted it, instead of having to stick something on the inside, I thought I'd just print on both sides so it's double-sided. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just fold, I want to just, you only need half of it for the journal. Let me just get my cutter here, and we will just cut this in half. I won't tear it this time. Should we do it this way, because I've marked it on here. So let's just cut that in half like that. So what we want to do, pop that to the side. Where's my ruler gone? So what I'm going to do is mark it off. So we want to fold in 2.5 inches that side and 2.5 inches that side. So let me just mark that off. So one there, and then we want to go there. Okay. So then we just fold that in. So then the middle bit will be about 3 inches. So there we go. It doesn't have to be exact. So that just folds in like that. So that just opens up. So it depends where you'd like it. I think I quite like the roses actually on the outside, like that. Let's see, I think that was pretty level, like that. There we go. So that just opens up. Right, so what I need to do now, we need to just cut a little piece off here so we can make the little flaps that go over the top. Let me get this out again. So what we want to do, we want to measure this, so it's going to be about 7.5 centimeters. So what's that in inches? Just under 3 inches. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it just under 3, just like that, and cut it down. And then I think probably maybe 2.5. Whoopsie daisy. So let's have a look. If I put it say about there. So roughly about 2.5, just under 2.5 inches I think I'm going to do it. So that just sticks on here, and then we bend over. That's what makes the flap. So I'll pop all the measurements underneath anyway for you. So what I'm going to do, so that needs to be on the outside, so I'm going to just just round the corners off, just on that bit that flops over. Like that. So that's that bit's there. So what we need to do, you open it up, and we're just going to stick these down here. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this glue, which is the tacky glue, Anita's tacky glue. So just a little bit along here. Just stick that like that. Stick it down just a sort of not even 1/4 of an inch, make sure it's sort of level, and the same on this side. So you can use any papers, so you can use, I did the first one I made out of some scrapbook paper I had, because it was double-sided, which was a bigger one, which was here, which I made out of here, and I just put pockets in it, so that just sort of like opens up, and then I just put the seam binding and tied a bow, but it was a bit to keep taking that out was a bit of a nightmare, so that's why I put them either side, so you can just tie a bow in the middle. Okay, so which way round does it go? Not that it really matters. So, and then what we want to do is just bend these over a little bit, but leave a sort of like a couple of, let's have a look, let me see, maybe just leave sort of like 1/8 of an inch gap, because what we want to do by the time we put the pages in, it's just going to make it just a little bit bigger, so it's sort of like 1/8 of an inch here to bend it over. It just makes it easier to fold over then. There we go. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the little tabs, these little tabs here, just so it reinforces it just a little bit. And what I've done, I've actually popped some of the paper onto a piece of card, just so it's a bit harder, so it doesn't rip the hole. So let me just cut a little piece of this off. So I will do that 3/4 of an inch by, what was that be? That's about 2 inches. So 2 inches long by 3/4 of an inch. I think that should be about right. Then what you do is just bend it in half, like that. Now I'm going to just round the corners, just using the little tiny one here, just so it looks a little bit neater. Oops. Didn't work ever so well, but never mind. Oh look, I'm starting to use, I've got these little finger dobbers, which I found are quite easy to use. It's quite nice actually. I've had them for a little while now and I've never used them. And they're really handy when you've got something little to use to ink up. So just pop that around the outside. And then what I want to do, because I wanted to stick these on first so that the glue dries before we punch the hole in it. But what I'm actually going to do, I'm just going to ink the edges on this as well. So I'm going to actually use this because it's be a little bit quicker. Okay, so that's all the edges inked up. And now, so what I would like to do is just pop these onto here like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just use the tacky glue. So this will just go all over it like this. just want to make sure that's sort of in the middle, like that. Just squeeze that down. Okay, and then we'll do the other side. Perfect. There we are. Make sure they're level with each other. So there we go. Stuck on nice and tight. Right, I think it's this way up. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, we want to make a little pocket on this side, don't we? And then a little pocket down here. So what I will do, I'll just cut the piece off here. I think probably about 1.5 inches. Cut that down there, like that. So that should, let's just ink that up. Maybe I'll pop a little bit of ribbon or lace on it as well, around the edge. Okay, what did I have here? Got some sari silk, but I think I'll just use this pink one because I think it looks really pretty. Just down the side. Okay, so I'm going to use, I've got lots of bottles of sort of 3-in-1 here, which are almost empty. I want to try and use them up before I open my new one. Oops. I'm going to stick that down. Cut that off there. Okay. I'm going to stick that on there. And I'm going to use, well, let me put my lid back on there because it dries up so quickly. And we'll just pop some of this on. Because I've printed on both sides, it doesn't matter which side you use to make the pocket, but I thought it was quite nice to have the roses inside, like that. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to be sending this one off to somebody, like a random prezi off to you. So I will pick somebody that comments underneath and send this to you. So look, we've got a nice little pocket in there, so that's perfect. And now we need to make the little pocket here, don't we? So let's just measure this. So what we want to do, let me just get my pencil. I'm just going to pop a little mark there, and it doesn't need to be too big. So let me just, so that will probably be, let's have a look, 1 3/4 inches, and then it's going to be just under 3 inches, because what we want to do is make sure it doesn't interfere when this is going up and down. So let's just ink the edges of this one, and then we can stick a little bit of this pretty lace on it. Get a bit of the 3-in-1. Oops. If it will come out, it takes a little while, doesn't it? Should leave it upside down really. There we go. Oops. Okay. Just stick that on like that. Lovely. Okay. Right, before I stick that on, what I need to do is just put a little bit of sari silk down here. Now, what did I do with it? There it is. I've got it hanging up next to me, so I won't take it all off. So what we just need to do is cut this piece off straight. So we've got the top of it is straight, like that. About there. And I'm sticking this down with glue stick because it's so light. This holds it down really well. Plus it's going to be sewn in anyway with the pages. So what I'm going to do is stick this on like that. What that does, that just sort of like reinforces that little fold there. So if you're going to keep opening and closing it, it just reinforces that. So when we sew in the signature, it doesn't rip it. So it just makes it a little safer. So let's just cut that little bit off. Perfect. Right, now I'm going to glue the little pocket in now. So that can just glue over the top of that piece. There we go. Make sure you have it so it's level there. Lovely. So that's those bits done. So that just folds in like that. So that looks really good. So I have already cut this paper for the little booklet because that's what would take me a little while. And that is, I've used 2 sheets of coffee tea stain paper in there. Just folded it in half again, and I've only cut a tiny little bit off there so it fits on here nicely, and that just sits in there like that. So what I'm going to do, I've got my little kit here with my big needle. I'm going to use some of this, which is just a very light cotton thread on here, because we don't need anything too heavy. You don't need, I would use the wax one, this one, when I'm doing my big journals, but it doesn't need anything like that. You need something a little bit softer. So let me get my book, pop this through here. Okay, that's ready. Now what I need to do is find the middle. That on the little bend there. Open up my little book like that, and then I need my little pokey tool. I'm going to pop that in the middle. Is that about the middle? Roughly. So we pop 3 holes, 1 in the middle. Oh dear, and 1 either side. I think I've made that 2 high up. But never mind what I need to do, because I've made it too high up there. I need to just cut a tiny bit off here. Tiny bit off there. I've made it too high. Didn't level it up properly. That's what happens when you try and rush. So let's hope this works. Yes. That should work now. There we go. So 1 through the middle. I'm just going to make sure that hole's there. Then we go up through the back, the outside. Okay. Nope. There we go. making easy work of this, am I? Down through there, and then back up through the middle, like that. That a bit of a palaver, didn't I? Let's just make sure that a hole is there, and we just poke it up through here. Yes, that was a bit of a palaver, but never mind, we're there now. I didn't make that look easy, did I? Right, so then we want to put these either side and pull them like that and tie a little knot. There we go. Just going to cut these off like that. Okay. Perfect. It's all turned out good in the end. There we are. Just make sure it's on there. Look, right off, so it didn't quite work to how I wanted it, but that's okay. Okay, so now I need to make a little hole here with my hole punch. There we go. So we've got a hole in there, hole that side. So what we need to do here, what I've got a piece of this sari silk, and I've actually ripped it in half. I've torn it down the middle to give you a smaller, thinner piece so that we can use that for the closure. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to stick something on there as well. So what I've done with these in the holes, I'm going to just pop it through the hole and loop it like you would loop a tag, something coming out of a tag, and the same on the other side. Pop that down through there and then just pull it through the loop like that. So this is why these need to be reinforced so it doesn't rip. So which way round were we? This way. And then that just ties. But we're not going to tie that because I want to pop something on here. And these are some bits out of the kit. I think the kit should be in my Etsy shop now, I'm not sure. It's supposed to go on by the end of the week, so let's see. So what I'm going to do, this is the back. So I'm going to pop just a little little corner pocket here. So I'm going to pop that on with some the tacky glue. Like this. Just onto the little tabs either side. Like that. Oops. Stick that down. Make sure it's stuck down nicely. Not going to stick all together. And then what I've done, I've got one of the little journaling cards and I've just backed it onto a piece of card just to make it a bit sturdier. Shall we pop a little bit of ribbon on here? A little bit of lace. Little bits of sari silk everywhere. The little threads. Okay. Stick it on with a 3-in-1. It will come out for me. There we go. Just takes a minute to get to this little end bit. There we are. Put that onto there. Could do with a little bow or something on there, couldn't we? What did I put on the other one? Yes, I put a little bit of sari silk bow on there. I wonder if I've got any. Be lazy and have something out of the ready-made box. I've got all sorts of bits and pieces in here. What have we got in here? That's quite nice actually, isn't it? I might use that. Actually, what I might do, I might just use half of it. Let me just cut that in half. Just pop that on there. That looks quite nice because it goes with the roses, doesn't it? Oops. There we go. So that then will just sit in the little pocket. There. So that looks quite nice. Make sure I haven't stuck it all the way down. That's it. Perfect. So that's the back. Then what I'm going to do before I tie it up, I think I'm just going to pop one of those. Again, this is one of the little embellishments in there, and I've just backed it with a piece of card. So what shall I do? Shall we have some cheesecloth? Is that in this little pot? Yes. I've got lots of these lovely little clear plastic containers. I didn't on purpose get them too big because these are quite nice. Because I can't find anything. The smaller they are, the better, I think, because I know exactly what I put in them. So I'm going to get a little bit of glue stick just to stick down some of the cheesecloth like that, and then we can have a bit of the oozy 3-in-1 and pop that on there, just so you've got a little embellishment there. Stick that down. And then, so that's it. We've got things, and then you can just make things to go in the little pockets. And then you've got a lovely little journal that just folds up. Make sure we've done that, and then you just tie it together with a little bow like that. So I think they look really pretty. There we go. So that's quite a nice little package, isn't it? And that would fit in quite nicely into a journal, or again you can give it as like a little gift, and the nice little presents to send to people. So we've got that one, we've got that one, and then we've got that one. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I do have a few more of these little ideas, so I will be posting those on soon. Please do take a look at my Etsy shop, because these papers might actually be in there by now. Alright guys, thanks for joining me. Take care. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And I will see you in my next video. Alright, take care. Bye bye.